So I graduated from college, and
Now you're responsible.
right. Well, now I can do what, you know,
Do what you want.
right. And I was living at home, went to the Attica Rodeo, or I was always going to the Attica Rodeo, but this year I was going to enter. I found out that you could enter, and I found somebody that had bareback rigging. That was what I wanted to do, and I don't know why I picked bareback riding, because I've always ridden in a saddle. I think it was because I couldn't find anybody with a saddle.
Really? That simple.
Yeah,
That simple. Okay.
so I had a bareback rigging and a glove, and it almost fit.
Yeah. Yeah. Spurs. Somebody loaned you some spurs.
I think so. I think
not.
so. I don't remember.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know I didn't have any chaps,
No.
but I figured, hey, if you can make money riding bucking horses,
Yeah.
that's what I want to do.
Because you've been doing it your whole life, quite
Yeah.
frankly.
Right. Yeah.
So, do you remember that first bronc?
Oh yes.
Setting your rigging. Who helped you? Do you remember?
I don't know if anybody helped me. There must have been somebody, because I was like, well, how do you get this on here in the chute, And then somebody showed me a hook, and
Okay.
I hooked and I got her. I knew how to put it. I knew how to put a saddle on, so I put it on like a saddle. I'm like,
yeah.
well, this must go here,
Yeah. So
And,
learning as you go, on the job training.
Now, just for the record, it's people like that will make my hair gray. Could you imagine? Just not knowing. Okay, we're coming to you in 3 horses. Okay, and it's. Actually, this is a true story. I was at high school doing a high school rodeo once, and I was on the other side of the chutes, and I said, "We're coming to you next over there." Yeah, we're ready. And I was just looking. I thought something isn't right, But I didn't think much of it, And we're coming to you next. Yep. I get over there, and kid gets on, and open the gate. Well, he had never had his rigging tied off, and it just came back, and like they killed the poor kid. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
He had it ran around there.
Yeah.
And when I first seen it, I didn't look when I went over there, but when I glanced over, I must have caught it, but it didn't register. And of course, a lot doesn't register with me. But but that simple as that.
Yeah.
Go to a school. If you don't learn anything else, learn how to put your equipment on right, guys.
And we've had Mike. We had Mike on here. He goes to the National High School Rodeo Association finals in Little Britches, I guess it was.
Right.
Had never been on a bronc before, and borrows a bronc saddle. I said, "How did you learn?" Oh, there was pictures in a magazine. There was a book, and so nobody's helping you. Nobody's telling you how to wedge your hand in. Nothing.
Nope.
Yeah.
Not that I remember. I mean, there could have been, but it was, when you first start riding. Also, you don't remember much of the ride.
Right.
It all goes so fast.
Yeah.
And all I could remember. I don't know about Sammy, but it was mostly black.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I couldn't remember a thing. Now, as you ride a lot, things slow way down.
You bet.
And
you bet.
And it's hard to explain, but I don't remember much about that ride. All I remember is I am going to make it to that whistle.
You bet. You bet.
And I probably didn't ride very pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't even know about the mark out rules, so I'm sure I wasn't spurring them.
Yeah. Yeah. So for our listeners, talk about the mark out rule, because you learned this after you walked back to the chutes after you made your ride.
Right. So I got a no score, and I was pretty upset about that because I knew I made it to the whistle. And I said, "Why didn't they score? Why didn't I get a score?" And somebody, a hand, whoever it was, said, "Well, you missed them out." And I didn't know what that meant. I was there when he came out,
Yeah.
And they said, "Oh, you gotta mark the horse out," and I had no idea. So I had to learn what the mark out rule was. So when the horse front feet hit the ground, your spurs have to be over the break of the shoulders and in contact with the horse.
First jump after they leave the chute.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. After that, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
But if you don't do that thing, what happens?
Yep. 0.
0. Doesn't matter how pretty you rode. You could be 92 points.
Yep.
So a little bit more learning on the job. So once somebody explained that to you and you went, oh, okay, got it.
Yep. So the next night I had another horse.
Okay.
And I'm like, well, we're going to have to try this out. And the gate opened and I marked him out.
Yeah.
And I got a score. And I had a like a side bet, I guess. Doc Van Buren said if I got a score, he'd give me $50.
Okay.
So back then, that was a good chunk of change.
You bet.
And that's what I used to buy my first set of bareback spurs.